My name is Elizabeth. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit on the short side, 4'6" to be exact, and that's just on my good leg. My dad's 6'2" and my mom's 5 foot. She hoped that my dad's genes would help her kids be taller. Well, we realized how short I am, and my brother was born with dwarfism, so clearly that backfired on her. Around Easter of 2015, I woke up with a slight pain in my left hip. I thought to myself, it's a growing pain, I'm finally growing! The pain got worse, and I just figured that it was a dance pain. I've been a dancer since I was 2, so injuries were bound to happen. The pain went away, but then it returned. And this time, it was so intense that I could no longer walk or do anything else. It became so bad that my parents took me to the doctor to get an x-ray. The x-ray showed nothing, so the doctor referred me to physical therapy. After a few sessions, the pain only got worse. They next said that I had a problem with my hip flexor. The physical therapist said that he had never seen a hip flexor so tight in someone so young, and he recommended that I get an MRI. Bad news, the MRI came back showing an egg-sized mass in my hip. They said that it could be lymphoma, leukemia, or sarcoma. We then met with the surgeon who assured us that it was more than likely a benign tumor, and then I went for a biopsy. He said that he would call my parents in a week once he received the results. During that time, I was in a tremendous amount of pain, but we remained positive and convinced ourselves that it was just benign, so I named my tumor Bean for benign. Well, a week later, my dad received a phone call, not from the surgeon, but from the Phoenix Blood and Cancer Center. They told him that my tumor was malignant. Well, there goes the name Bean. We met with an oncologist, and she told me that I had a rare bone cancer called Ewing's sarcoma. She told me that I would have 9 months of chemotherapy, surgery, and possibly radiation. I told the oncologist that I would give her 3 months. I don't have time to deal with this. She disagreed, but I didn't let that get me down. I was admitted that day, July 6th, 2015, and that was the start of my roller coaster. After 6 rounds of chemo, I had a 12-hour surgery which resulted in the removal of my entire left hip with no replacement. Hip replacements can sometimes cause infections, which I did not need. In addition, I'm hopefully still growing, so a hip today may not fit me tomorrow. I was told I would not be able to dance or do a lot of other things ever again. I took this as a challenge. I've always been the type of person who, when you tell me one thing, I'm most likely gonna want to do the opposite. I might have been a little bit of a challenging child at times. I'm sure most people hadn't seen a one-hip dancer. I mean, a one-hip anything sounds kind of weird. I was gonna prove them wrong, and I did. I may not dance like I used to, but I do dance. I now call myself the one-hip wonder. My left leg is 3.5 inches shorter than my right, so I have to wear a shoe lift, but it's okay because I've accepted it and it's now my friend. It was a hard 12 months. I spent over 150 nights in the hospital, multiple hours of physical therapy, countless days of being wheeled around the hospital campus from doctor's appointment to doctor's appointment. There were hours of throwing up, sleepless nights, anxiety, shots, nasty medicine, pain, and ER visits. If you can imagine being sick all the time, then you can understand that it wasn't very much fun. But I still woke up every single morning and told myself, it's gonna be okay. There's someone somewhere who has it much worse than you do, so be thankful that you woke up this morning and are still breathing. I'm a strong believer in that everything happens for a reason. I knew that I had to go through this so that now I can live out my second act. And I would go through it all over again, because from this, I've gained so much perspective, found so many opportunities to make a difference and learn. I learned that childhood cancer is a very big problem that nobody knows about, unless you're in this world. I learned that 47 kids are diagnosed every single day, and 7 become angels. Not because of their unwillingness to fight this horrible disease, but because of there no more options for them. Less than 4% of federal funding goes to childhood cancer, and that's not okay. We are given a harsh chemo regimen that destroys our immune system and has many long-term side effects. We lose our hair, our eyebrows, and our eyelashes. We are either in the hospital or at home sick, so no one sees us. There is not enough awareness for childhood cancer. Since finding out these facts, I have made it my mission to do whatever I can to make a difference. I've only just begun. Makeup was my therapy during treatment. I would tell people, okay, no one bother me, I'm worrying about my face right now, and that's it. It was a distraction from how I was feeling and whatever else was going on in my life. It also made me feel better. I mean, I may not have felt good, but I looked good, so... I wanted to give that feeling to others, so I decided to give girls in the hospital the tools that they would need. I have started to create personalized makeup bags for teen girls in local hospitals. My goal is to expand this to hospitals nationwide. I have already started connecting with other organizations to make this possible. I have also spoken at several events, sharing my story and spreading awareness about childhood cancer issues. Another project in my second act is creating positivity pouches with my aunt. These are special IV pull covers that have pouches on the outside with positive messages and display positivity all around the outside. So that way they cover your medicines and your chemo bags. I feel that this is important because we need to feel that everything that's going into our bodies is healing. I had a chemo called the Red Devil because it's red and it does the most damage to your heart. It comes in a black bag that says, "Caution, hazardous." That can be scary to little kids and most people, so having a personalized positivity pouch helps them to not think about it. I believe that thinking positive thoughts is very powerful. On my Facebook fan page, I'm the Little Gold Warrior. Obviously, I'm little. Gold is the color of childhood cancer, and I am a warrior. Look out, world. This Little Gold Warrior second act has just begun, and I plan to do big things.